Hello, dear friends. It's Carly Wharton, and welcome back to my channel. So good to see you. Um, I guess it's good to see me because I can't see you yet, but I know you're here if you're watching this. So, hello. And I was moved to come and make this recorded video because I have been binge watching this YouTube channel, which is kind of a first. Stumbled onto her channel and absolutely love the style of videos that she does. The channel is called Cruel World Happy Mind, and her name is Madison Harnish. She makes videos sometimes. That's what it says at the beginning of every video. And yeah, I just really appreciate her style. And she is doing business and culture commentary on um, I just lost my train of thought. She's doing business and culture commentary on uh, unethical business practices. There it is. So I just really appreciate her take and her observations and her desire to raise awareness so that fewer and fewer people will fall victim to internet scammers. And she does a lot with influencers and the scams that they run on the people who follow them. And this has really got me thinking because basically what she's doing is like highlighting these paths that these people who they want influence, a lot of them that she covers, it really does look like maybe their heart was in the right place when they first started out, and that as they went along their path and got the taste of money, that they basically were corrupted to the dark side. And that's all she wrote, that greed is a poison that will kill you eventually. Like it's a cliff that you walk towards and eventually you fall over the cliff. Greed is not sustainable. Um, like the story of Icarus, like flying so high, like so close to the sun that his wings melted and he fell back to the earth. Like there is a certain point where more is not necessarily better. So that has, yes, all got me thinking, because here I am on this path of starting a YouTube channel, a couple podcasts, and Instagram, like really believing in what I want to say. And like these videos that are inspired through me, that I do want these messages to reach people's ears. I do want influence. I want to build myself a platform where I can talk to people, because I genuinely believe that I can help people feel better. It's not anything like they need my help, or like without me doing this, like the world is ending or whatever. It's more like I genuinely enjoy talking about these subjects and diving into them in my own personal experience. And I have personal benefit from the things that I talk about. And if there's people out there who can have positive, similar results, I want them to find these videos. Like that's a genuine desire. I want my messages, my videos to reach people. And Madison is like making these videos that are blowing my mind about people who I think a lot started in like a very similar place to where I'm standing. And it really makes you wonder. I've had a whole range of thoughts. I've been binging her videos for like 3 days. Um, yeah, like, is that inevitable? Is that kind of corruption inevitable? Is greed inevitable? Like, I know her channel is specifically focusing on like highlighting people who are running scams. Like that's kind of her mission, her goal, which I totally approve of. I think that's a great mission. People should not get scammed. Like that's obviously not cool. But I also believe that there are people in the world who have gotten power and influence and wealth and have not been corrupted by greed. Off the top of my head, I have people in my mind that I have images like that in my mind, that that's how they are, but I don't know any of them personally. So I'm not even going to say their names because I can't verify that that's actually how they are. So that's kind of like sad a little bit, that like, I don't know that I could name anybody personally who has walked this path of receiving wealth or abundance of some sort from what they're doing or whatever source they got it from and not be corrupted by it. The couple of people that I can think of in my world that I do know have access to those kinds of resources, they fell into the greed pile, I would say, like the corrupted, like taking excess for ourselves when we really don't need it. Like there's that real tipping point where more is not necessarily better. More might be a burden. More might get you in trouble. More might mean taking from places where it's really not ethical to take. And so this is a lot where I've been in my mindset like these last few days of, I want to put my stuff out there. I want to offer value into the world. I want to use what I've learned to share that knowledge as far and wide as it's helpful for people. Um, and so far, everything that I do on my podcast is free. Everything that I do on YouTube is free. And I also work one-on-one with people to like do this focused process of, let's see if we can shine a light of love onto the individual, that they're now able to see themselves with more love than they could before. That's like one of my favorite hobbies. And I happen to exchange that service for money. It's an energy exchange. I give my energy and they give their money and receive my energy. And there are people in that service, in that space with me, that I think find a lot of value in what we're doing. So I don't want to like disavow money. I don't want to say like money is evil and I'm taking a vow of poverty. I think what I want to do is let myself remain open to whatever the universe has in store for me, which the more I sit with all of this, the more I think is a big pile of money that I'll get to demonstrate ethical use of a big pile of money. I'll get to like be presented with all of the booby traps of how greed can suck you in and like change your soul, consume your soul until you're unrecognizable. You're doing things that you never thought you would do because you're now addicted to making money, and you're not adding value into the world because this is what your soul is inspiring you to do, which is where I'm at right now. So like I said, I don't really know anybody personally that's been able to like walk this path and not be corrupted along the way by the power and influence that you have when you have a lot of like physical resources. Um, but I think it all like wraps back around to this idea of enough. Like I've thought a lot. I think it's just in our culture about winning the lottery, like what would happen if I had just had like a gigantic pile of money dropped on my lap. Um, and I've bought lottery tickets and, like really tried to visualize myself into that place of having this gigantic pile of money. And, every time you check your numbers, like, did you win? No, you didn't win. Okay. Um, every single time. So I don't know, 10 times at least, I have gone through that process of buying the ticket, visualizing the riches, and then not winning. And every time it's like another layer of, boop, okay, had to go let my dogs back inside. They were not having it out there. But I wrote down what I was saying so that I wouldn't lose my train of thought. So that's new and improved. So every time I don't win the big pile of riches that the lottery promises, it's just another layer of realizing that the true lottery that we that I always can only speak from my experience, but the true lottery that I want to win is crafting a life for myself that if I did have a big pile of money dumped on me, I wouldn't change a thing. Like this house that I live in. I love this house. I might pay it off so I don't have a mortgage hanging over my head if I won the lottery, but I don't think I would move. I don't think I would change where I'm living because I love, especially this room that I built for myself. Like I love this house and I wouldn't necessarily need a different house just because I had a big pile of money. So I think it's like that. It's like, you know, how happy are we with our lives? And if you're totally content with your life such that $20 million wouldn't change a thing, you've won the lottery. So this is where I'm grounded today as I set off on this path. And she definitely, which I'm so thankful for, definitely has got me thinking about how corruptible humans really are. Like we're so open, like we're so open and flexible and adaptable, and we change and we evolve given our environment. That's like what keeps us surviving as a species. And if your environment changes so radically, like how do you stay grounded inside of like who you really are, regardless of what's in the environment around you, regardless if you have millions and millions of dollars at your disposal? Like how do you stay the same good-hearted, aligned with your soul purpose person? And I wonder, what is it? I don't understand. We'll get in the chair. I'll put you in the chair. How about that? Is that better? Is that like so much better? So I did not write down where I was, but all of this to say, I think a healthy amount of nervous about receiving influence and actually questioning like if I even want it, because I don't want the corruption that she paints such a vivid picture of. But at the same time, I believe in my message. I believe in what I'm saying. I believe in the love that I feel in my heart for not only my soul, but my soul connected to the interconnectedness of all things. Like, I believe that humans have an opportunity to live a higher quality of life. And that so much of that requires unplugging from the matrix and taking some of these alternative paths that, new thought and like the spirituality mainstream movement at this point has put things out there in a way that says like spirituality is the answer to all your things. Like you can manifest anything you want, all of these great external circumstances. And that just is, in my opinion, such a pollution of those thoughts and those practices, and just really overselling the results and completely minimizing like the real work and the real benefit to like working in that space, which is basically your shadow work and healing the wounds that your soul brought with you, the things that are rooted so deeply in your unconscious that we don't even realize they're there for the most part until you actively start seeking them. So this space of wanting myself to heal, wanting to release myself from the burdens that I put on myself, so that I can reach a higher level of happiness. I have navigated a path to release burdens and to reach for a more good feeling vibration to put in my life, to have in my inner world. Like I have step by step by step sculpted my way here. And so much of that has taken place inside a vacuum where I mean, at this point, I spend like 99% of my time alone with these animals. And it's really, really easy to stay like connected and centered with like who I really am and my connection to my spirit. Like that's super easy when I got like barely no following at this point, which is, you know, an experience all by itself. You got to start somewhere. But like to think, what if there were all of these people? What if there was all of this money, all of these distractions now to me staying aligned with who I really am? Like I can see how easy it would be to get sucked into any number of distractions, any number of things that on the surface look like awesome opportunities or, you know, whatever. Like they're going to speak, they're going to pay me $100,000 to speak at this conference. Oh, what conference? Like, I don't want to talk about it. You know, I don't support their actual cause, but they're giving me $100,000 paycheck to speak there. So I don't really care what they do. Like, that kind of behavior sounds disgusting from where I am right now, but where I am right now, nobody's trying to pay me $100,000 to speak at their conference. So I mean, I don't know, like, what would it be like to say no to an opportunity like that because you don't align with the cause that wants to pay you the money? So I think this is going to be an interesting path. I do. I feel like the timing of everything is always working out, divine timing, universal timing. All of the pieces come together in such a beautiful way when we really just kind of let ourselves be a part of this like interconnected, interwoven story that is playing out in the bigger picture. So it's exciting to see all of this energetic preparation. Like as I look ahead and I see like how many corruptions, how many booby traps are waiting on this path of gaining influence, like that's my goal, you know, like I'd like to have subscribers on my channel. That'd be cool. But yeah, like there are so many booby traps that can suck you in. And I honestly, Madison, like if you could make videos, she has like 250,000 subscribers on her channel. And I would love to hear her talk about some of these things. Like, how do you stay like centered in your values and your purpose when you're also entertaining financial offers and you now have a following and a brand that you have to stay within? Otherwise, you're going to lose your following and you're going to lose your paycheck. Like, how do you actually navigate that with integrity? Because from someone who's just starting out, like I expect to learn, you know, I'm going to learn as best I can as I go along. But if she has tips and tricks for navigating in that space, boy, I would love to watch that video. So yeah, check out her channel if you want to, and subscribe to it if you want to. Um, check out her vibe, see what you think for yourself. I personally like conspiracies, scams, all of that. You just gotta wonder how people get away with some of the shit that they do. Um, and yeah, I I really appreciate what she's doing in this space of bringing awareness to what's really happening, because especially on the internet, it's so easy to portray one thing while something completely different is what's going on. So she exists in a space with a lot of other creators. I had no idea. This is the magic of YouTube, just randomly showing you things. Um, but yeah, it's been a blessing to find her channel and to have some of these thoughts, and yeah, to be able to energetically prepare and to really ground myself in what's brought me this far, you know, what the alignment that has brought me this far, and how to maintain that once there are distractions in the mix, you know. Um, yeah, it's a journey, it's a process. And if you've made it to this point in my video, I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you want to, because I release new videos every day. I don't record them every day. I record in bulk and release them once a day. So you can be notified of all of that goings ons if you want to. So until next time, dear friends, I hope you take good care of yourselves, and so will I.